Alright, so first thing you want to do, add some plumber's putty. This is it right here. Nothing fancy. Got it from Ace. Again, Ace is overpriced, but if it's $20 or less, I'm willing to go to Ace and use my 10% discount, my 10% military. So I'm using an ignorant amount, and that's just because of the damage right there. So, and this putty's actually been in the window, so it's not really malleable at the moment. I gotta heat it up a little bit. Normally it should be room temperature, but it's been what, 40 or below for the past 3 days, so it's kind of, cold, but nothing. A few runs in your hand can't heat up. All right, and there we go. Stretch it out. And the reason I'm using so much is just for the fact of the imperfections on the ring. Plus I want to make sure I get a good seal. There we go. And now the fun part, because I'm using so much, there's going to be a lot of blowout, but it's worth it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This ensures a decent seal. There we go. Move that bit. And that's just more so I can see. Because you want it to be flush. As you see, it's starting to flush itself out. There we go. Now, the next part will even it out to where I need it. Okay, so after you install that, you need your backup flange, your fiber gasket, and not really sure what this is called, but your lock bracket and and your snap ring. They go in this order. If you look, this has a little concave to it. I like to have it go up, so when I apply pressure, it flattens it out, helps give a better seal. This goes heads down. Pretty simple. Let me get you set up and show you underneath. Oh, also, what I like to do, you don't have to, but since it's a new flange, like it to look pretty, put something over it, and that's more so when you place a weight on it. Personally, I like to use the garbage disposal. Don't have to be something serious. Just something to hold it. There you go. Something to hold the flange still from when you're working underneath. You don't want it to be moving too much. Alright. Easy peasy. And look at all of that that's underneath. Let me get rid of that. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna line it up like so. Put your mounting bracket on. It's pretty easy. Once you get your mounting bracket on, take your snap ring and snap it on. Oh, cool. As Yep, got it. All right. All right. Now you just want to tighten these up. Make sure they're even when you tighten them. All right. And I have my drill on the lowest setting, and that's so I don't strip any bolts or anything like that. Okay, it's tightened, and that's all the extra right there. It's pretty easy to remove. Apparently my sink wants to leak. Just another thing I gotta fix. But there it is. It moved on me. It's not completely centered, but that's not a big deal. You know, if I want to be anal about it, yeah, I could, but it's not a big deal. You know what? I'm gonna fix it just because I want to be anal about it. There we go. And all I did was just loosen the 3 screws, moved it by hand, tighten them back up. We're good. All right, I'm gonna come with a putty knife, clean the ring off. Now, if I was installing the garbage disposal, excuse me, if I was installing a, oh, it's already been busted out? Oh no, okay, there it is. If I was installing a dishwasher, I would punch that out, connect my drain line there. But since I'm not, I'm just about to mount it, get it set up, and start running pipe. So I have an assortment of pipes, new and old. So what I have to do is I'm going to dry fit. I'm going to do that off camera just to speed up the process. But basically I'm going to mount the garbage disposal, and then I'm going to mount this particular piece. This piece has to go on the garbage disposal. That's because this, well, I guess anyone would go, but this is what came with it. And it has a little rubber gasket already on there. So I'm just going to use what they have. Eventually, after I get everything fitted and prepped right, I'm going to paint it all white, make it nice and pretty so it's not looking all yucky like that. Garbage disposals, they tend to come with a tool. It's like a Z Allen, Z Allen. But I probably lost mine. But basically what you want to do is get these lips right here to go over that lip. I lost the tool that goes there. So what I'm going to use is a, what is the dang thing called? A spring puller for a trampoline. Alright, come on. Where? There we go. Gotcha. Oh, well, this one don't even need it. Fits perfect by hand, but still gonna use the spring puller. There we go. And I believe I can't go any further. Nope, that's it. All right. Now it's installed. Got it there. Now I'm about to route pipes and cut. Gonna do that off camera. It's kind of a game of Tetris. When you're putting them in, make sure you have your slip washers. You want the beveled edge. I'm not sure if you're picking it up, but I'll take it up. So this right here, you want the beveled edge or the smaller portion of your washer. You want that to face with the threads, if that makes sense. So since this will be getting threaded here, it goes like that. You know, basically you want it to point. This one already has its own bevel going on. That's for the P-trap. I'm gonna thread tape everything, get that situated. So I'm reusing some of the old pipes, but basically this is the dry fit right here. Right here I'm using a Marvel connector. Basically what this is I glue this part here and it adds threads, or here. It really don't matter which way I glue it. But this is the dry fit. Line up everything, glue it in. The only place it leaks now is on the connections, and that's just because they're not tightened. They're just threaded, 1 or 2 threads, and that's it. I will be tightening everything down. I couldn't find the bolts here, the screws, so I bought some more. Also, I'm gonna thread tape everything, and that's just to make sure you get a good, nice, decent seal, and I'll be good to go running the tests. Right here, this is what I'm gonna adhere it. Basically, it's just primer and some rubber cement, nothing fancy. I'm gonna adhere it to there. Oh, I hate these things because they get so glued on. I actually just used this 2 weeks ago and it's already stuck. So I'm gonna get a wrench and pop the caps off of these. So you take the little purple stuff, primer, and I'm gonna put it on this side, the marble connection, and that's more so just because this side I could twist when maintenance is needed in the future. This side I have to take this off, and just easier to do this. Loosen this, loosen that and that, and bam, I'm done. Alright, where's that connector? Okay. Take a little bit of this rubber cement. And I'm going to rub the cement in the inside. I want the teeth to go this way. So I'm going to rub it in like so. Let that sit. I'm only going to go halfway. There we go. And I'm going to let that dry, because when the next pipe goes in, I don't want it to seal itself to the glue for maintenance purposes. So I'm going to let that sit for about an hour. But while I'm waiting, I need to loosen. Make sure every connection has, I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but there's a, let me see, there's a little beveled flange right there. When you put these on, you want to make sure the point, the smaller end, is going into what you're threading. It gives you a better seal. Also, doesn't hurt to thread tape everything. I'm not sure if it's recommended to thread tape everything, but I personally do it. When it comes to anything liquid wise, plumbing or fuel, just any liquid, I like to thread tape. Better safe than sorry. Come on. There we go. Just a few little passes. There. Thread tape is on. I have my bevel facing up because this is the bottom. Bevel facing down because that's the top. And I don't do any fancy tightening. I do everything by hand, because these little cheap plastics, you will strip them pretty gnarly. There we go. I had too much overhang. There we go. Alright. Now, easy part Just make sure you're putting it in straight and everything goes hand tightened. Already threw some thread tape down on a few of the pieces. Get in there. I'm not gonna crank this tight, not just yet. I'm gonna leave it loose so I can maneuver everything. All right. Again, bevel goes down because it's going in here. So we go down like so. Put that there. I'm shoving it through the pipe for now till I get everything lined up. Okay, and that'll go there. This is the top, so arrow points up. Pretty simple, you know, arrow points in the location of where you're gonna be. Top, if it's top, goes up. If it's down, goes, or if it's bottom, goes down. Like that. Oops. The pipes don't look too pretty because I'm reusing, and there was a water leak that made them ugly. But after I get everything right, eventually I'll come and paint it like I did this. It's under the sink, don't have to be, but it's going to be an income property, so I want it to look halfway decent. Alright. There we go. Okay. Spin the disposal to where I need it. And as you see, it's too short. That's not a big deal. That's why I have this little pipe there. And it's just to get it started. It's started. See? All right. Now I have two separate pipes to use. This is the old one. This is the new one. Honestly, whichever one fits the best. That one's a little too long. And this one, nope, doesn't fit. So I'm gonna cut a little piece off of this, line it up. Let's see how much, so I get an idea how much I need. Okay. All right, got everything set up. Shove you in there, get you started. And how I have it set is there's a slight downward angle, and that's just so gravity can assist on the water liquid going to the flow. Some people don't do it. They rely on pressure, but me, any little bit helps. And if all I gotta do is offset a pipe, why not, you know? There we go. That's good and tight. All right. Let's get this one on there. Alright, there we go. Now, everything is bueno. Bring that up a little bit. There we go. This will be the last one that I tighten. Out of all the pipes, this one you definitely want to make sure it has a perfect seal. The other ones, good enough for work. But the P-trap stays with water in it. And the reason I didn't tighten, there's nothing right here, is because this pipe actually goes the entire span in. So there was no need. There we go. Now it's time for the water test. See if we get a leak somewhere. Let that run for a moment. And just because I have extra, when I take this off to paint it to make it all white and pretty, to include this, I'll put it on, more so for cosmetic. So I'm going to leave that under there. But we have no leak. Let me check over here. Nope, no leaks there. Alright, now let me check the other side. Nope, no leak. Oh wait, we do have a leak. Huh. Here's another leak. Right there, we have a leak on the fittings. Just that one, that's the hot. So I have to see what's going on with that, but there's definitely a leak. So here's the garbage disposal, everything's installed. Not sure if I'm picking it up, but there's a slight downward angle that I have. It's going down, just real slow, a light grade, and that is just to assist on gravity flow to come down. Everything's been thread taped and tightened down. Get a further view. There it is. Next, I'm gonna route some line and get this situated, the pipes and everything, or the electrical. But there it is.